I have often heard that when we are in a training or in a workshop or we are trying to talk to people, they're not listening to us. Their attention is shifting. They're not paying attention to us. So why does this happen and what you need to know about it? Hi, my name is Debopom Sanyal and I am your personal coach. So we are going to talk about something very interesting about attention and the psychological aspects of the attention. Now, when you say that the attention is shifting, that is true. The shift in the attention is very continuous. It doesn't matter what you do, there will be shift in the attention. We think that we can pay, we can be attentive to something for hours, but in reality, we can only be attentive for a few seconds to one particular stimuli. So, how do you pay attention to things for longer time? It's basically continuously shifting and maintaining the continuity over it. That means whenever our attention shifts, we bring it back. It shifts, we bring it back. And that's exactly what happens in real life. So you need to accept that attention shifts. And it can shift even in a single similar stimuli. For example, I'm now recording this video, I'm shooting this video, and my attention is still shifting, even though I'm attentive to the same stimuli. If I'm reading a book, for example, my attention will shift from one word to another. If I'm watching a video, if you are watching a video, this video right now, your attention will shift from one thing to another, with one part of the video to another part of the video. That's what exactly happens, right? Now that brings us to a very important, another important aspect of attention, that is span of it. So how do I know that what are those, what are the things, what are the stimuli that we attend to, right? So there are several of stimuli going on right now, right? We can see so many things. There are several from vision, from visual to auditory to different other stimuli that are present right now. But I can only be attentive to few. That is the span of attention, right? Now, how many stimuli can I attend to? Now, several psychologists have tried to attempt this, but the best one has been from George Miller, psychologist George Miller, who said that we can attend to stimuli at the best 7 plus minus 2. That's called Miller number. And that means even though there are thousands and thousands of stimuli available at this point of time, I can only pay attention to at best 7 plus minus 2, on average 3 to 5 stimuli at one point of time, right? From all the sensory inputs that we have. Now, if you have seen the phone numbers, if you have seen the car license plates, if you have seen these things, you would recognize that all of these actually follow the pattern of Miller's number, right? Now you might ask why mobile number is 10 digit, right? Now we use something very interesting technique called punching, right? Where we distribute a number into three different parts, right? For example, somebody's number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? Now we can say is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? So this will be treated as only three stimuli rather than so when you are hearing it, when you are listening it, when you are trying to remembering it, right? When you try to remember it, you remember it in three, by doing this, right? So that's why you phone number. I cannot remember anything with a 10 digit, right? When it's difficult. So if I try to remember anything, or I try to have my phone number in a very unique set of numbers in bunching, right? And if you change that, I get confused. Oh, whose number is this? I feel like it's a different number, right? So for example, if I remember like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and somebody says, hey, whose number is this? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 8 10. I get confused. Okay, 8 9 10. I'm sorry. Look, so That's what happens, because if you if you are we use this to our advantage, right? Now that is your span of attention. Now we say attention shifts. We said that we have a span of attention and we cannot really attend to many all the stimuli at one point of time, right? Now, but can I divide my attention? Can I do multiple things at one time? Can I be attentive to two things at one point of time? The experiments have shown no, we cannot. We cannot really have divide our attention to multiple stimuli. Now, somebody would say, "Hey, I can do multitask." Sure, but what kind of multitasking you are doing? Remember, the experiments shows that you can only be attentive, fully attentive to one stimuli. However, you can have one at focal attention and another at the periphery, another at the periphery, but that needs to be habitual, right? For example, you are doing something and cooking, driving, which are habitual things, right? So you can be, but again, the quality of that attention might not be great, and whenever something goes wrong, you might brought back your attention to that stimuli. For example, if I'm driving and doing something, or if I'm cooking or doing something, right, out of habit, and anything goes wrong, I bring my attention back to cooking and see what's going on, right? So that's how it is. But the division is quite quite not possible all the time. All right. And so then what distracts us? Let's bring us to the last point, that what distract us. It can be anything. Depends on what my interests are, what my internal conditions are, what kind of, if you are in a boring workshop, if I am not engaged enough, if I am not interested enough, if I'm not passionate enough, even smaller stimuli can shift my attention, right? And but if I am intrigued in something, what will happen? Even a bigger stimuli won't, right? So the fact of the matter for all of this is that if you are holding a workshop, if you are trying to deliver something, if you are trying to engage in a conversation, remember to engage people, remember to understand their interests, remember to give them these opportunities. Don't go for a monologue where you just go and read something from PowerPoint or something like that, because if you do that, they will lose their interest and their attention will be distracted. Your stimuli will not be included in that span of attention, and that will not be worth time for any one of us, right? Neither for the trainer or the coach, or for the people who are attending it. So ensure that you create such an environment where people are engaged. Even though naturally their attention shifts, they bring back to it because they're enjoying it. So make that event enjoyable, make that event interesting, and make that event likable for everyone. And it's not possible unless you go and do some research. It's not possible unless you put some activities, unless you bring people who are really interested in, right? So that's how it is. And thank you so much. If you like the content, please do like and subscribe. Put your comments down below in the comment section, and I will see you soon.